Hey guys, in today's video I want to show you an example of why I don't like these elm trees that grow here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They grow all throughout the Southwest, but here they're more prevalent. You can see it is a tall tree, or was, halfway still is. It's about, I'd say 50-60 feet up there. But they do get a bacterial infection caused by uncleaned pruners. This is why you always need to make sure you disinfect your pruners or your saw blades. You can see here, that was a healthier branch, but you can see there's some rotting going on. That was going on while it was standing. Now when this gets into your tree, you will see some discoloration down the bark. You'll be able to see soft spots in the wood. You can see a big hole in this one. You'd probably fit someone in there if you wanted to. But it usually starts with a little tiny color coming off the bark that's different. Usually, let's see if we can see a good example here. Here we go. It makes it look a little yellow. It leaves a pool or a puddle at the base of the tree. And what this does is it's rotting the tree while the tree's alive, basically. You can see there's another ugly looking spot. And if we look in this one, you can see all the mold, the rot. It goes pretty far back in there. So we're lucky that it didn't take out the house or anything. This was caused by a windstorm. Now, it wasn't even anything strong enough to put out warnings for. So, gives you a little idea of what happened. When this fungal or bacterial disease gets into your tree, it'll start to rot it. You can try to cut it out if you get it early enough, but usually you can't. The one thing that you do have to watch out for, especially with trees like this, is they are unstable. This could go down at any time, so be cautious of that. You don't want to stay too close. And when they are rotting, because they are still standing, they have their skin or bark that keeps in gases from them rotting. In the winter, sometimes trees spontaneously explode. That's one of the reasons why. I mean, there's two. It could be it has the bacterial or fungal disease and is rotting and building up pressure inside with gas. Another is if it gets too cold, they can just erupt with the moisture from inside of them. It's really something to watch. So if you have the time, maybe try Googling exploding trees. It does happen. But one thing you have to keep in mind with these trees is because they are fast growing and they are pretty water wise, people like to just let them go and take off in their yard. But if you have them in your yard, you have to remember someone's got to maintain it. If you aren't going to be climbing up there, you probably should anticipate some big tree maintenance fees. Like this here, you'd have to get a crane back here, you'd have to get a crew, probably a few trucks. It's gonna set you back some money. So make sure if you have trees or you let trees grow in your yard that it's something that's either manageable or healthy and not something that you want to neglect. This is a real danger as long as it's still standing because we know it's rotten, but it will have to come down at some point. You can see it was a big tree too. It's about 5-foot diameter of a trunk. That branch that broke there was about 3 feet around. And it did cause quite a bit of damage. You can see I pulled a couple of the boards away from the house there, took out half of the deck. So not only do you have to worry about maintenance of the tree, you have to worry about what it could break. And if you don't trim them or don't have them trimmed, sometimes your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, won't cover it. They say it's neglect because you didn't properly care for your trees. So a few things you might want to keep in mind. Now, these do produce by seed, and here in, I'd say about when it turns to summer, you see tons of these little green circles. They almost look like the holes that come out of your hole punch, but they're green and papery, and Those are what turn into this tree. It's only about a quarter of an inch big, so you can see it produces quite a tree. Here in my area, they do grow a lot at the base of fences, your house, other plants you have especially. The little seeds will get nestled near the base, and when you water yours, you're watering that. Make sure you pull them out when they're small. I've seen plenty of landscape companies neglect to do that, and eventually they're pruning an elm tree into a hedge because it killed the plant that was supposed to be there. Now, normally a tree in the desert, especially a water-wise tree that grows fast, isn't a bad thing, but if they're softwood and prone to disease, you might want to think twice. Thank you for watching.